Okay, now what the fuck do you want?
First I would go to the moon. First I would go to the moon.
It's Podpodular. Welcome back, folks. This is episode 91. It is Thursday, August 7th. We're here with another installment of the Wave Spell series with another surprise guest here, this time of my choosing. Before we get them introduced here, Scotty and I will be going head-to-head, 3 clips each, one from the 1.0 era, one from the 2.0 or further era, and another wildcard trip clip of our choosing. Before we get into that, we have a new studio release from STS9 to cover from Soul Slap. So neither myself or Scotty have taken a listen just yet, so we're going to do a live reaction of that. But what we've got on the agenda for today, let's bring in my co-host, Mr. Scotty Fuller. How are we feeling today?
Oh man, I couldn't feel better. This is the best of all worlds for us, man. For me personally, I can't speak for you, but ever since we've infused a judge into these Wave Spell episodes, they have gone from, something to do to something that I really look forward to. And obviously, to pair that up with the fact that we're right on the heels of another long stretch of shows that we get to review over the next few weeks. So we're back in every way that we could be back, and excited to be here with you tonight, buddy. How you feeling?
Feeling good, man. Yeah, on the heels of on the toes, I should say, of a really exciting run through the Pacific Northwest. But that starts next week, so I had a week in between to get another one of these great Wave Spell episodes in, which have produced some incredible clips the last few times and awesome laughs and moments from our guest judges. But without further ado, Scotty, I know this guest judge is a surprise to you, but was of my picking this week. This week's judge is a recurring guest of the podcast here.
Oh!
Ladies,
Whoa!
gentlemen, thems, introducing Mr. Brad Younghouse. Brad, welcome to the program, man. How we doing today?
What's up, fellas?
If you don't go get your wife, bro, I thought it was gonna be Sydney on here.
We got 2 kids running rabbit upstairs right now. I can hear.
Okay, well, I guess you'll do. Welcome back, Brad. Hell yeah, buddy. His face, Sydney's face popped up. Obviously,
I saw, yeah.
Thing, and and he said reoccurring guest, and as soon as he said reoccurring guest, I was like, oh, this is Brad. Sick. But I saw the face at first, and I was like, huh? Have we had her on? I went back for a second. I was like, I don't know if she's been a guest yet. We would love to, but
yes.
Hell yeah, buddy. Well, welcome, man. That's funny. I asked you to be my judge on one of these, and you couldn't.
2 hours prior.
Yeah, I know. Bro, I played hell trying to find somebody to do that.
I don't know. Mike Brony did a great job.
Yeah,
sure did.
Man. Well, fuck yeah. Welcome, Mr. Younghouse from St. Louis. What you got going on over there, man?
We went up and visited Chicago this past weekend. So had a boys trip, played some golf with Colin, Connor, Nate. Nate shot hot round.
Oh man.
Hey, the conditions were tough, but no, it was great seeing you up in Chicago last weekend, man. And I know we had some great STS9 discussions and everything like that, so I figured it would be awesome to have you on to
At
be
the
our
Gavin
guest judge.
at the Gavin family reunion.
Yes, absolutely. Of course, there's going to be some STS9 talk for sure. But no, I thought that might give it away here, Scotty. Of course, we're allowing our guest judges to choose the opening tracks here. And of course, we went with the Golden Gato, the Golden Gate into Golden Gate into Arigato from February 12th, 2016, from, of course, the pageant in St. Louis. So, Brad, you want to tell us a little bit about that show?
Top three, man. I don't think it could be top one, honestly. And there's a lot of people there that kind of feel the same way. I mean, I know you were there with Voss, and we didn't know each other back then. Wish we did. But, there's just something about that run in the Midwest in 16. Scotty caught up with us at the Aragon.
Well, I
And
think
House of
to be
Blues.
fair, it starts in Denver. I think that week from Denver to Chicago, I agree, is lightning in a fucking bottle.
Crazy.
It's just one of those, that like every once in a while for a week back then or a couple shows here and there, it would be just like otherworldly STS9 every single night. And from Denver through Chicago and the show that in question, being the pageant show, that was right in the middle. What day was that?
Thursday.
Yeah,
Fucking-
pageant was the
Fucking
No,
Thursday.
no, it was
Either-
Friday. Pageant was Friday.
Because Canopy Club was Thursday, and then we did
Yep.
House of Blues was Sunday, Valentine's Day.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the Aragon on Saturday. So yeah, what a week. So we were talking about before you got on here, Brad, before we get into the Wavesville competition here between myself and Scotty, we have a new album release from the band here that neither Scotty or I have taken a listen to. It's out early here on Bandcamp for the subscribers.
A
And
single release, rather.
Yep, single release, and then I think it hops on all the major platforms Friday, tomorrow morning. But have you taken a listen yet here, Brad?
No, but I know Scotty heard it in Mishawaka, huh?
No, I wasn't there for that. I was
No.
only there for the first night, and then I had to leave. They played it the third night, as I recall.
I have not
So-
listened yet, though.
Good. All right, so this will be fresh to all three of our
Fuck
ears.
yeah, this is fun. I get to
so I
listen to this
figured-
with two of my best friends. Let's go.
We take a listen and discuss here. So, boys, let's get into it.
You can trust the universe. Unconditional and being immersed. Every lesson for interpretation. Turning knowledge to an elevation. Many moons still organized. Different rules of we can learn. Everything's not a complication. Turning knowledge to an elevation.
Alana sounds like an absolute thoroughbred.
Yeah.
Trust the universe. Trust the universe. Unconditional and being immersed. Every lesson for interpretation.
Okay.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh,
Just the universe.
Okay.
Well then,
Wow.
yeah.
That's fucking awesome. Well, again, super fun to listen to that with fresh ears with the two of you. Um, that's a lot of fun. It's giving, in the best ways, it's giving Peace Blaster AdX When the Dust Settles EP. The end of it there, I think, when it comes to like Studio STS9 of that era.
if
Brad,
you go back to that album cover, all I could think of was fucking signs and that alien
yeah.
that walks by. And this is like the
Huh.
sounding the alarm by the humans that the aliens are coming down.
That's so true. Holy
Dude,
shit! I wonder where we're getting this. This is
Um,
super mysterious.
I love that you bring up the album artwork because that's the first thing that I wrote down. And I just wrote down album art because I did, and then I wrote down echoes down a hallway, which is something I think I've an analogy I've used on this podcast before. But just the the bounciness of Phipps and the way that he kind of fades back and forth between the left and the right, it gives this song like a 3D feel at the beginning,
Hmm.
specifically the first half. And I don't know, it just felt very true to whatever the fuck this artwork is that we're looking at. A little spooky, a little otherworldly, and then you say that thing
spooky.
about signs. I've never thought about Soul Sap as a spooky song, but another thing that I wrote down is Hunter's guitar lick is largely absent on this. Um,
But it's different, right? They kind of morph that middle part into it, like we had heard from the people
yeah,
that were there, into like the Axel F or La Axel or whatever thing like something like that. So it's like Axel F in the beginning, or kind of like the portion they had played around with, like the
yeah,
so like the guitar part kind of morphs into that, which I prefer rather than him hopping on the. I
right.
think it adds a little bit more depth to it.
I agree. But because of that, I'm not, that's not that wasn't a good or a bad observation. It's just an
Yeah,
observation that
right.
rock and roll lick that have gotten in every single live version of this song is not there on this,
Mhm.
and it's replaced with that spookiness that you would have never ever called Soul Slap a spooky song
Never.
before we just listened to it.
Right.
But now it feels like it belongs in the same conversation as like a Dusk, right?
A little
And
bit.
and for that the first 2 minutes, I think that is like we see the first half morph significantly so that the second half can really happen, which happens perfectly at the like halfway mark of this song, by the way. It's like exactly like 2 minutes and 2 seconds it changes into the stuff we really haven't heard before.
Yeah, and we get the lyrics put on here as well, which I mean, before now,
Yes.
I've had no idea what the fuck that they've been saying. So you can trust the universe, unconditional, and be immersed. Every lesson for interpretation, turn an L into an elevation. I like that. That's
It's
nice.
cool.
I
Uh,
can hear it now.
Yeah.
In
right?
my head.
Many moons will still reemerge. Different views, but we conversed. Empathy is not a complication. Fire. Turn an L into an elevation. I like that. Turn an L into an elevation. I'd like to see that on some merch here. But like after hearing this, guys, I think we were pretty like surprised that this song didn't make it on the Human Dream. But after hearing what they did with it on the studio, I'm glad that they gave it its own release because I don't think in terms of what this sounds like in the studio it really fits into the Human Dream.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I kind of agree, and I was thinking about saying that before you said it.
Okay,
But
I don't know if I fully agree with that. I feel like Soul Slap
Like the end of it doesn't sound anything like that's on Human Dream. Like the
well
Human Dream is very much sounds like the band playing their instruments, right?
and
Like
yes, that's fair if you're taking it at the studio version of it.
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
I'm still thinking of Soul Slap in its totality as kind of what it is in a live setting, and it's been as present as any Human Dream song during that time, and so I've grown to kind of hear them as the same thought. But I guess I don't disagree with you that in its current interpretation, which we had no idea what they had up their sleeve. Yeah, you're right. This is like a different direction. The album art is very different from anything Human Dream related. So yeah,
Mhm.
I guess we are kind of onto a different thought.
Yeah. And one thing we hadn't
who
talked about the
is it? Armani Rain doing that? It's kind of got a to the world
I'm
lyrical
almost
vibe.
sure it is. And did he say no to us when we asked him about
I'm
this
pretty
one?
sure he told us it wasn't him, but
I
it
think
sounds
he's
like
wrong.
him.
And that sounds fucking hilarious, but I
But
think he's wrong. I
And that was an untitled song back then too, so he probably didn't know what Soul Slap was.
right, right.
yeah, well, it was titled at that point, but I don't know how. Like the way that he framed it to us is like he did some shit in the studio with them. I don't, and the way that Hunter works with vocals and stuff, I don't know ultimately how much he knew about like he got flipped on Dusk, and you can't understand what he's saying, but that's him on Dusk too. And so I don't know how much Hunter just kind of pulls from those studio sessions
Right.
where it makes sense, and then he's like, "Hey, you're a part of this song on the back end." That wouldn't surprise me. I don't know.
Yeah. One thing that we hadn't brought up yet, which probably should have been a part of the agenda, the upgrade and facelift to soundtrap.us.
Oh my
Holy
goodness,
fuck, dude.
man,
This
dude,
is
did we
dope as fuck. Where in the
craziness?
show it lands, the percentages here, the gaps broken, the venues, last played, first played, all up here. This is fucking dope. What's his name again, Scotty, that puts this together?
I'm so sorry, dude, whoever does this. I know he's McNice's boy. We really want to have you on the podcast to walk us through this. Like that's almost the reason I didn't bring it up because I thought he'd be a really cool guest to come up soon and almost talk us through this because holy shit, this is such a labor of love and truly more impressive than any other band stat page that I've seen like it. Like the infographics and all of this. I mean, there was a lot of time put into this clearly. So
Yeah,
if you haven't had a chance to check it out.
yeah, it's very cool. Nights that
Oh,
it's played
dude.
Oh, that's
here.
sick.
Yeah, days of the week, everything. You get the map here. Um, segues in and out. Wow, this is very cool. um, and then the show's out. And one thing to note, we haven't gotten one since the refinery back in Charleston. So I'm sure we're gonna see it next week in the Pacific Northwest, and it'll be interesting to see how it's different after the studio release with some of these new sections and everything like that.
You gotta imagine this song is about to get busy in every city that they play for the rest of the year.
You can tell the band's proud of it by that video they posted yesterday.
They should be.
Yeah,
this is really good.
Yeah. I know he goes by B, the guy who puts this together. So shout out B. And I know I've met him in person as well. So I apologize that I don't remember his full name. But again, yes, we want to have you on the program here, and awesome work what you've done. It seems like what all you need to do if you had a previous account is just reset your password, and it prompts you to do that as soon as you get to the site the first time here too. But man, this is a really cool facelift here. So good shit here. But let's get into it here, guys. The format, to remind you again, this is Scotty and myself going against each other. We will have a winner by the end of the episode, chosen by our guest host Brad here. We've both brought 3 clips to the table, one from the Murph era, one from the Alana era, and one from the era of our choosing our wild card clip. So yeah, Brad, you've got our ceremonial Zin can flip here. So again, I get to call one of these in the air for the first time. What do we got? A wintergreen here? Wintergreen 6?
I know Brad is so pumped to flip this fucking Zin can right now.
All right, so
we got Nate.
Yeah, I'll call it in the air. Go for it. Heads. All right. I'll kick off here today, gentlemen. So I'll get us started.
All right.
And we'll go with this one to start.
He's confident with this one, Scotty. Like a oil and water baseline.
got something for this. That was an improv.
No wonder you wanted to go first.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Yeah, STS9 doesn't peak, right?
Yeah.
Um,
That was an improv.
okay, you got that. Yes,
And it feels so fucking familiar.
To
it is.
me,
There's a story
based
behind this one.
was
All
that
three of us were
Airmount?
there.
Oh,
No.
We'll let the guest first.
so
Hmm.
then it's got to be Wastebell 19. My first
Yes.
thing I had was it almost sounded like Wastebell 18 with Richard, but then all of a sudden that went to the wayside.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh,
Yes, you're right. Wave
I
spell
can't
19.
I can't
Yes.
remember.
that was gonna be my guess. I think I think I might have gone maybe not Wave Spell. I might have gone Summit. I might have gone something from Summit. Um,
Um,
which
but
one?
yeah,
It
this
it
is
was too good to be Summit because Summit was like the first one. Well,
yeah.
first one non Wastebell, right?
Yep. This was night one from 2019. Let
Holy
me get
shit.
it on a separate screen here as to not give away my other clips. But yeah, there's a story behind this one here. First of all, this set might be my favorite improv set to go back to watching full on YouTube. This one is great. It's got the just one camera from the back with the soundboard audio linked up to it. Um, this is the four-parter, right? Where you got part one, which is 25 minutes, part two, 19 minutes here, part three, 15 minutes, part four, 15 minutes. So each part like was a totally different style of STS9. Part one was like kind of like the house disco type, like super kind of rocky. Part two, this started with like Alana on the upright with that um drum and bass section to start it here. I mean, the first section of this too. We pretty much listened to the second half of it, and then I don't even know what you call that. Like, that is just like pump up music. Like it makes me want to fucking run for president type shit. To end that part two, and then part three is like total funk, and then part four is like
Go make a
the
fucking difference.
incredible fucking like bliss jam here. So this part two, Brad, the reason I pulled this for you, this was the moment. I know we talked about it last weekend, where
Oh
like they
God,
started
I
hitting
know.
like the da 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 da, and for some reason, you just started talking about Humphreys to me, right?
This is the
No,
moment.
no. He
And
was
I
doing this Chris Myers thing that he would do at Humphreys. I was like, dude, you look like you're fucking jamming to an Humphreys show right now. And then he looked at me and was like, shut the fuck up. And then turned around and kept going.
You said you're
with
talking
all,
about Humphreys right now?
yeah, with all the love in my heart, I was like, Brad,
I
what are we
love
talking
it.
about right now? Yeah. But
Oh,
yeah,
I
this
don't remember it being this good when I said it. Fuck.
oh,
yeah.
I mean, god damn, dude.
Hmm.
That was
How did we forget
whew.
about this, Scotty? Damn.
I mean, it really. I don't know, man. This is why we have a podcast about this band, bro. There is contrary to what some of you fucking jam band pretentious assholes would like to say. This band has an absolute pirate's chest full of fucking golden moments like this,
Hmm. Yep.
and I mean, God, I cannot wait to go back to this set tomorrow.
Me neither.
Yeah. This is a
It,
I
fucking
they
really
had
fun one.
I've got like EB bass line towards the beginning. Then they did like an oil and water bass line. Then it
Hmm.
just goes Hunter, Alana Fret, Jeffrey.
Yeah. And then just like
Organized chaos at one point.
definitely just like that cornucopia of sound where it's like, where the fuck are we right now? And like Phipps just hits you with the underlying like piano notes while like Hunter is just going off the top of a mountaintop. Like, Jesus
The
Christ, dude. This
crazy
is
thing is they still had 30 minutes of jams left after this.
this is about halfway through this set. So
you know what? You know an observation that I don't know if I've ever consciously had this thought until you just said, "Where the fuck are we?" But these wave spell shows, and obviously they were the namesake of the festival, so I understand there was a lot of effort put into these. However, the idea of like where the fuck are we in Beldentown, California? And for those of you that
Physically,
weren't there,
yeah.
I cannot stress enough how fucking in the middle of nowhere this place is, dude. Like, I guarantee you every single person that crossed that bridge is like, oh, this exists? Like, it feels impossible. Nobody within 15 miles or further knows about this place. You have to drive 2 hours from either the Reno or the fucking Sacramento airport and then get bussed into this place. And there was such an element of like, yo, where the fuck are we right now? And I think that played into the I guess exploration of these wave spell sets, like absolute required listening. And I would argue that if you were to give a new listener any improv, it has
Yeah.
to be from these
Start
two
in Beldentown.
weekends.
Yep.
Has to start at Beldentown. You are
Yep.
doing a disservice to this band if you start anywhere else. This is really where the most creative energy for this type of music starts.
Yeah. You talk about like playing to the atmosphere. I mean, this you like just listening to these shows, even the shows that aren't the improv shows, like are so experimental,
Yes.
so ethereal, just like so nature rooted. And like, dude, one of the coolest parts was like the fucking freight trains just like rolling down the track sometimes during the during the sets, where you could see like the headlight of the train coming from like a half mile away, and it would just come around that fucking mountain bend that we're on the side of on this stage, this see-through stage with like the mountaintop in the back of it. The production both years, pretty similar both years, but a little bit different with the bars and everything like that. And the sound, all I can remember, the thick bars, that's right. All I can remember are just the like Zach's kick drum just like pushing back my hair follicles, because there's no sound ordinance here. Like, again, we are miles away from
rules.
from civilization, and just none of it felt real, really.
No, it felt illegal. Man, what a pull! I do have something for your ass.
All right.
I'm not scared of you, but that I'm not gonna lie. A couple of moments during like the second and third and fourth peak, I was like, let's see here, share sound.
She has not fucking stopped.
I'm halfway done. I'm not scared of you, Nate Schuler.
I think I know exactly where we are, but I'll let you go
Where are
first,
we?
Brad.
Well, where are we, Brad?
Start with
Thoughts?
Brad.
I'm just trying to figure out what they were jamming. I mean, it definitely was not a wave spell, but that shit, both of those have my blood boiling hot right now. Fuck.
Where are
It
we,
just
Brad?
it definitely
I
sounds like some pre-COVID stuff.
yeah, I I don't think either one of us is winning based off this first clip. I think it's going to be decided in clips 2 through 3, honestly, because this is fucking just
I've already-
I don't
straight
think.
out the
Hey,
gate.
honestly, bro,
I've
I
already
don't
got-
think you have. I don't think Nate has anything better than what he just played, and I don't know if I have anything better than that. I think, if anything, you just forced me to empty my favorite. I think of my three.
Okay. I think we are August 16th, 2018, Wave Spell Live, Improv 1.
Well, you are correct about the wave spell, but you are both wrong. This is not pre-COVID. This is in a little town. Some of you might have heard of it, called Atlanta, Georgia, at that East of the Sun run in
Okay.
2021.
Hell yeah.
This is one specifically. This is Improv 5.
Okay.
Almost the whole thing. I started a minute and a half into it, and I cut 30 seconds before it. But this is, man. So admittedly, I was in a wedding right on top of this run, and I went to the first night. I had rehearsal dinner and shit in Athens, Georgia this night, so I was not at this night. And then I came back immediately after the wedding and made most of night 3 and 4 as well. But I was not at this show, so this is probably the wave spell that I listened to the least out of all of the ones that they have played. And it just popped up when I was looking for stuff today, and I thought, I don't know if I've ever listened to this maybe more than once, and god damn, y'all, this
Dude,
shit
it's so good.
unfucking
Yeah.
believable.
It's one I should probably go back to more often for sure. Especially it being after a 2-set show. I mean, this is just insane, the energy that they came out with. But it's that Alana baseline, the bip bip boo-da-da, which is the same that they came out with at the first wave spell here. Which, take a listen and see if I'm hearing the same thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Good spot, Nate.
There, right there.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
So they must have been going for that same vibe.
Yeah.
Which we've seen them obviously with some of these the wave spell shows are all improv, right? But like we've seen them repeat some of the same vibes that they've gone from. Like they've done the improv part 4 from Summit at least one other time. I think they did that in Belton Town too. So that's why it brought me to this. But like,
It's the structure.
it's the idea, right, that they're running off of. But I can't say that this one from 2018 quite touches that one from 2021. Where I mean, Alana's obviously the MVP here. I mean, she is playing an ungodly amount of notes in all the right ways, and like Hunter just on his bad man shit. Like, oh my god.
I mean, go ahead.
I got a note on here that says, "I'm just thinking about how much my knees would have hurt during that Alana."
Dude, listen, bro.
And that was the first like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So that is my one issue with the placement of these third set wave spell shows, dude. That is asking an unbelievable amount from your audience, dude. Like
If they're playing like that.
At that point, like it is almost a 50-50 trade-off of energy, bro. Like
Right.
like I remember the most tired I have ever been in my life at a live music event was at that fucking Richard Devine third setter. I don't even remember if it was 2018 or 2019. They did that.
That was 18. Yeah,
18.
18.
I remember thinking this is what it feels like to be medically tired. Like my body might be physically shut. Like I might fall asleep standing up in front of a Richard Devine.
Worse than the 4 sets at Red Rocks.
Oh, so much worse, dude.
Yeah,
The 4 sets at
definitely.
Red Rocks were not a picnic, but
Yeah. Well, we were out on the goddamn river all day too that day.
yeah,
That's the
no,
thing. Yeah.
dude, I just remember the way my legs haven't felt like that since, man. And I imagine the vibe at the Eastern. Are you fucking kidding me? It's like probably 1:30 in the morning by the time this is happening. Like,
Right.
what do you remember about it? You're the only one of the three of us that was at this.
I thought that Brad was there. Were
I
you
haven't-
not at that Eastern run, Brad?
I haven't been to Eastern yet,
Okay. Yeah.
but I did
Dude,
get a FaceTime when they busted out the Satori because they knew.
I think it was
Savannah
that
had just been
night.
born.
I think this is from that night where they played the Satori, where the 2-set show this night was fucking incredible. I mean, dude, there was something different going around in the air on that Eastern run where like people were just charged up every single fucking minute they were in that venue.
The first show's
yeah.
back, right?
Yeah,
First Atlanta show's back.
First Atlanta show's back. First shows at the Eastern for the band. I don't remember being wiped, but I just remember being charged the fuck up and realizing that because we didn't know whether like that night we didn't know what set the Wave Swell set was gonna be. So like they finished the 2-set show and it's almost like fuck yeah, now we get fucking improv for an hour, 90 minutes, right? Whatever it is. So that's all I can really remember. But I remember some of the like more techno like bass jams and more of kind of the electronic jams were just out of this fucking world from that night, and that's the kind of shit that keeps you going on nights like that.
Yeah,
so
that's true. Yeah, man, I was blown away going back to this. I highly recommend people revisit that because I do feel like it kind of, which is ironic because that weekend gets talked about all the time, and I think the thing that gets least talked about is the full fucking hour and a half improv set that they did. Yeah.
All right. Well,
in boxing terms, I have 10-10 on that one.
I will take it. I'm just happy to still be standing after Nate's clip.
All right. So, well, good swing there, Scotty. Let's get into my second swing here.
Young Jeffrey. Gravel. Oh, dirty.
Nice.
Ugh.
Take you for a ride, bro.
Mm.
You're right about a ride there, Brad. That is
How much can you
quite a
draw something
journey.
out, dude?
You guys got well, I mean, yeah. What do we got here,
I
guys?
mean, oh two, oh three for sure.
Oh, two. You're right.
Oh wow, good call, Brad. I was thinking
Yeah.
for sure that was a little deeper into the technology era. My guess was going to be
It's no, it was that Hunter guitar. It's that perfect, subtle, soft sound that he used to have back then.
okay.
Very warm.
But also, I didn't know that they did tap in like that in 2002.
Right? That was the yeah, the I don't know. There just it felt something that felt so electronic about that one that felt like it had to be older than O2. What show? What city? Where are we?
Deerfields.
Yes. Wow.
No way.
So all that
Dude,
talk.
the Havana from that show is one of my all-time favorites, so I've definitely listened to it.
The Havana is from the night previous, or the night after. This is from August 17th, 2002. Harmonic conversions here.
Shout out Trey Ebert for showing me these shows.
Yes, and Scotty, this was one of the ones we were ripping that first year in Belton Town, at the hotel room, and just being like, "What in the absolute fuck here?" This tap in is such a ride from start to
Oh my
finish.
gosh,
A really
I specifically remember that listening to this tap in during a set break of STS9 in the hotel room. Specifically remember this tap in.
Such a ride, front to back, 18 minute 20-second monster here. With that beginning part with the doom or watch out for that bus, whatever you want to call it, teases there. Which you were calling out as the rabble teases there, Brad, which that section turned into that section of the rabble. So quite a journey of that chord progression throughout their history. But yeah, man, I mean, you said it right when the clip started. Young Jeffrey, dude. Jeffrey is going out of his fucking mind on this shit. And just the calm, cool, collected tap in breakdown, something super different than what you hear nowadays with the like that shit is just
If we could bring back the pew pew.
Yeah, the
We could
ray
bring
gun
those
that yeah. But this set, yeah, and Summer Angels opener, 13 and a half minutes, 18-minute, 20-second tap in circus, Potamus into Kamwai. That Kamwai, Scotty, is one I remember listening to as well. Today, Hubble into For My Peeps, Satori, and then Moonsocket with Ming and FS.
11-minute today.
Yep. Good shit. With all that talk about Deerfields and harmonic convergence last week, Scotty, I've just been there all week just listening to these shows, and this one that stood out to me. Yeah.
I like it. Well, an improv for an improv, a Murph for a Murph. Let's fucking go, baby. Okay, there's like 3 seconds left in that clip, so we can just end it there. Boys, that is what a perfect back end of a Ramon sounds like.
In the fucking cut.
Patience,
Yep.
patience, young grasshopper.
There we go.
Patience.
There we go. That's the reason I pulled it. I love that Nate used the word patience in his clip because that word, I had thought about it every single time I've listened to this, and I love that you just said that because that's exactly what jumps out to me about this clip as well.
They all were. It's like they all looked at each other. Don't you go? Don't you go too fast?
Yeah.
Don't do it.
And before we get any further, anyone want to take a guess? Year, show? What do we got?
5.
06.
Brad is correct.
All right.
Where are we?
God knows.
You got it, but
you should fucking know.
I mean, is it from the Tabernacle? Live as Time Changes? It's not that one.
No,
that's totally
that
different.
No,
that's just a standard.
No, it's Live from Your Home. It's in Chicago. It's
okay.
2/11/2005 at the House of Blues.
Something about February shows at House of Blues. Man,
if they're
bring it back.
I mean, they did it so often in fucking February. They had to make it worth your trip because, goddamn, there was nothing else enjoyable about being in Chicago in February.
Hey,
that's the coldest month, dude.
I know, but that's a lie.
It's the worst month.
I've had the best times ever in February in Chicago. But this show,
do you remember waiting in line and we were all huddled up, faces covered?
We were being like penguins, dude. We were taking turns being in the middle, and then we would rotate out. I remember that shit like it was yesterday. This show is so good, and full disclosure, I guess I owe a little bit of credit to Benji, because one of my favorite ways when I don't know what to listen to, but I know I want to listen to STS9 is I'll pick a show and I'll read the comments about it, and I read the comments about this one. Benji said Ramon's so juicy, not rushed, and so cohesive, especially towards the end.
So cohesive.
Let's take a listen to that. And man, this was a gem buried in the second set. We got first set By the Morning Sun, Mischief of a Sleepwalker, Peoples, Roy Jubiv, then Kaya into Open E, Today Globally. Set 2, Tap In, F Word, Music Us, Ramon, Twilight, For Your Puma, Grow. Go fuck yourself.
Holy shit!
And Artifact wasn't out yet, right?
No, but
later that year.
Yeah, we were right on the heels of it. And then Encore and Summer Angels.
Wow. I mean, the flow of that set is incredible. One other thing about that clip too is the first few minutes of it, Jeffrey doing some of the shit he's doing on the hand sonic. It's just like absolutely insane. Some of just like the spaceship hovers and shit, and like the little like whooshes and whirs and everything like that. I'd never heard some of those sounds on a Ramon. So,
and one of the coolest things to me about that Ramon is that, like, you know, you talk about you talk about this specifically, Nate, a lot about how a lot of these songs have morphed into these like rock songs, and like Ramon is definitely at this iteration a rock song. Like, and that fucking piano drop at the end is one of the most undeniable moments this band has in their catalog. Like, you can play that for the biggest jam band hater in the world and convert them. But that is like a very distinct, like, boom, here we are in today's version of Ramon. And in this one,
here and now.
Yeah, but in this one, this version in particular, it's so jazzy. It never falls off into that piano. That piano just starts playing around with everything that's happening.
It's like so far in the distance and subtle too.
Yeah, and it never hits that like fall off a cliff into a piano, which is the most fun part at any Sound Tribe show you can find. But this version is just so unique in the sense that it takes that and it's like a jazz interpretation of that part.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Very unique.
Really, really nice and smooth and fun.
I mean,
play it for your grandma.
You might remember this, but 2015 House of Blues, Ramon, that might have been one of the craziest crowd pops I've ever heard when Phipps went into that.
Yeah, I do remember that. Fuck yeah. All right, boys. Well, my final swing of the day here. Foghorn. Fuck.
Is this still young Jeffrey?
No,
No kidding.
this is old Jeffrey.
I know.
Wise Jeffrey.
How many threads can they pull?
I could just see hunched over Phipps just bobbing.
Hunter just bobbing and weaving. Dude.
Wow. Does that go into Only Light Remains eventually?
No.
No.
Come
That
on.
would be pretty sick.
So that's Potamus, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Is it
I
from the
mean,
Mish?
no. This I mean, that clip is probably longer than 98% of all potamuses on its own.
Yes.
That should give you a hint.
Is it? I don't have any better guess. Do you, Brad?
No.
Give me the year. I mean,
23.
that's
Yeah.
disco, dude. That's disco ball era. The fucking STS9, folks. That is what we
2018?
call the long potamus from the Georgia Theater in Athens, Georgia, March
Oh,
19th,
man. 2015.
2015. Yes.
Wow.
So this was, I mean, in full, the Motimus.
Scotty Hurts not guessing that one.
I mean, I wasn't here.
I thought you were at the.
No, I wasn't. When
Yeah.
Mills was, I was not.
This was night one. You start with an arigato and a grow. Instantly, oil and water, Kaya, some sing into monkey music. Love Don't Terrorize into Bosso, back into Love Don't Terrorize. Set to Mod into this Potamus, which is, I think, the longest Potamus of all time. I would be really interested to see if there's a longer one out there. When the Dust Settles, King Pharaoh's Tomb, Scheme Reprise, Mobsters, Surreality, Eve. Wow. Encore 986, Jabez. Man, I mean, these runs of shows, when you talk about Aspen, Chicago,
Yeah.
Athens, and Denver, right? Were those the three
Yeah,
night
I
runs?
think it was
Yeah.
just 3.
I think their Denver was in there too, but I could be wrong. But
No,
definitely,
Denver was not. It was Aspen, Chicago, and Georgia Theater. You're right. And
Yeah.
New Orleans got a 2-nighter later.
yeah,
Right?
yeah. Dude, I mean, how many threads can they pull on it within this potamus? Like, it's just like the never-ending gobstopper. Like that's what it is. It's just like, ooh, okay, Phipps is picking this up, right? And then like Hunter's in the background, like hitting you with like the nice and chill and relaxed notes. Jeffrey and Zach just trading back on insane circular rhythms with really wild bongo work, insane cowbell work, and everything like this here. And it gets into like serious dancey territory, some more of the laid back territory. You talk about patience with that last clip, like here it is again, right? Speaking of 2015, this shit is a lot of fun. So I've been waiting to play this one, guys. This one
We're
gets
gonna
me
say it. Go
My
ahead.
notes say, did not expect this.
going.
When Potamus started, I was like, where's this going to go?
Yeah.
But, you know,
it
Sid's not
just
going to
stayed
get
in
on.
Potamus. I'm sure you thought it was maybe going to go into something, right?
I did.
Yeah.
We're sticking with just the long Potamus,
I
maybe.
heard Kamwai thought.
Yeah.
But the one thing, Sid won't get on here, but if I'm going to leave anybody with anything, and I hope I don't ruin this song, but every time this fucking song starts, all she does is say, Netflix and Pop-Tarts. Netflix and Pop-Tarts. I don't know why.
Interesting.
But she just, it was like an old meme, I think, but she is stuck with that for
All
life.
right. I like it. And we're gonna say it every fucking episode that we possibly can, but let's get on back to Athens, Georgia.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
The absence from that place is unexcusable at this point.
Yeah.
Like
These are the last shows there, right? No, they went back in
Yes.
2016
Halloween.
Halloween. Yeah, that would have been the last one. Yeah.
That's it. We are approaching 10 years since the last Georgia Theater show.
You know, with how they've been treating the Southeast, I think it's coming. Honestly.
I hope so. Let's get it outside of football season, because what a fucking nightmare that would be. And let's do this placement, dude. Georgia in March is
Yeah.
come on, dude. I'm sure there's baseball games going on. Let's have an SEC weekend at the Georgia Theater, dude. We'll bring the boys back. This will be fun.
Yes.
All right. Let's see here what I got for this last one.
Fuck yeah. Uh-oh.
Holy cow.
Goodness.
Um, dude, okay, so this was an interesting start for this one. Like I thought I heard elements of STS9 in there. Um, I then thought I was hearing elements of Wilder in there. Um,
Fuck. My bad. I've been on mute this whole time.
you're
Uh,
good.
yeah, no, I specifically started it from that point because I wanted because I mean there's a starting point from that jam where it is unrecognizable as STS9 and then
Yeah.
slowly kind of pieces itself back together. I didn't pick this one just because it's a really good STS9. Any guesses of where it's from, Brad or Nate? But I'm specifically Nate on this one.
I'm gonna say, is it like a 2017?
Close.
You love 2019.
Not that either. It's 2018, and specifically, it is the shows that you and I and Mr. Matt Voss specifically bonded on the first few nights that we hung out.
Okay.
These Jim and Jam
Aspens.
shows,
Ooh,
Jim and Jam.
Oh,
These Jim and Jam shows had just happened, and we had not listened to them yet. And I just remember in real time reacting to a couple of moments from this weekend. The
you
crystal
thought
instrument.
you thought you were getting Matt
Crystal's
Voss.
crazy from
You thought
that.
you were getting Matt Voss on this episode, didn't you, Scotty?
Uh, yeah, kind of. I did. Yeah. His moment will come when it can, I guess.
Yes.
Shout
Yes.
out Matt Voss. But no, this STS9 from Jim and Jam is fucking top notch. There's a crystal instrument from this weekend. There's a Poseidon from this weekend that is unbelievable. But this STS9 is a gigantic standout for me. I'd say it's
Hmm.
top five with Alana to this day. And one that we had a lot of fun geeking out about our first weekend hanging out. So it's a little hat tilt to you right there.
Love that. No, really interesting tempo for this one because, like, especially lately, we've been hearing STS9 at like a really fast pace, which I love, right? Which like kind of offsets that slower jam at the end of it. Man, I really think to that one at the Atomic last summer, Brad. The pace of that one was out of control. But really interesting to hear it here. Where like, yeah, I thought I was hearing Wilder. Then I was like, is this STS9? Then as soon as like Hunter and Phipps pick those melodies back up, you're like, oh fuck yeah, this is fucking dope. But yeah, those Gem and Jam shows are fucking awesome. Every time they played that festival, they've knocked it out of the park.
peaking is what I have on that one.
I mean, I I've grown familiar with what gets a crack out of Nate, and you have to have a gigantic Hunter peak in your clip if you're really gonna fucking get something out of Nate Schuler. That's just one of those boxes that you have to check.
Yes, sir. You know it. You know me well. All right. Well, now the difficult part, Mr. Younghouse. Give us your breakdown, man. What are you thinking? What are your thoughts behind things? Who's the winner who brought
First
more of the
off,
heat
thanks for
tonight?
having me. This has been a blast.
Yes.
I did enjoy the notes. They don't make sense, but they do to me, right? Um, so on the first round, I had a 10-10.
Okay.
Man, there was just something about that tap in that was just fucking filthy. And the patience of that Ramon was so fucking good. But I had a 9.5 on that, and then a 10 on the tap in.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad.
And then that pot. I mean, I think the Potamus took over the
Yeah.
STS9 on that one, so I had a 9,
Yeah.
10. So, I mean, overall, it was
That's a close
half
score. So what are those overall
28,
scores?
28.5 to 30.
Wow.
I
Holy shit.
honestly, man, I can proudly take this L. I knew it. I knew it in the moment. That tap in just had something that Ramon didn't. And as far as that Potamus, man, that's like brass knuckles in the fucking boxing glove, dude. The 2015 Potamus, standalone Athens, Georgia Potamus, man. That's just a great pull.
Yeah.
I don't
There
know
was no
what you can
knockout,
do to
though.
beat
There
that.
was no knockout.
Well,
No, we went rounds for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm proud to go against those three and come out with my teeth because
Yeah.
that's just great song selection from you tonight, Nate. Good job.
Hey,
Mustache is still there.
turn that L into an elevation. All right, Scotty.
Hey,
That's all we can say.
if
Right?
we've learned one thing from this week, we know that.
But no, I think it would have taken a perfect 30 score to beat what you had today, Scotty, too. I mean, fuck it. That wave spell clip you started with, I'm immediately going back to that show. I'm going to go back to that Gem and Jam show. And then I got to check out that fucking '05 Chicago show. So that's the beauty of this shit, too, is like it sparks what I'm listening to next. And I
I
think.
mean, both of y'all's first ones, those are on the top of my priority.
Yep. I think we
I knew
both
I'd
started
like.
with our haymaker. Yeah.
Yep, I agree. And hey, I respect if you're throwing yours, I'm throwing mine. Good shit. So what are the exact dates that we've got going this weekend? Want to at least touch on those real quick before we get out of here.
The dates? Oh,
Yeah,
the
like
shows? Oh,
yeah,
we're
we
not
got
starting.
shows.
We're starting next week, buddy. That
Oh,
starts.
oh,
Yes. Yep.
oh.
So
And they announced the secret show.
yes, they did talk. We talked about that last week with the
I got
ending
you.
the fall tour in Richmond. But yes, it starts. All starts in Bend, Oregon on August 12th. So next week we will have some sort of way to get you guys ready for another run through the Pacific Northwest, which is the second in as many years, which is great to see. Well, really, if you count those Montana shows from the year before, the third in as many years, which is good to see them giving more love to that part of the country. So, but. Scotty, thanks for competing here tonight. I'll take the dub. Appreciate that, Brad. Appreciate you for joining us. It's always a pleasure to have you
You had to
on.
earn it, brother.
Yes, I did. That was not an easy one. But thank you for joining us, man. Always a blast. But thanks everybody for watching and listening, whether you're watching on YouTube or listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Throw us a like, throw us a subscribe, throw us a comment or review if you're feeling nice. But again, we'll be back next week in some form or fashion to get you ready through that Pacific Northwest run. Until then, have a great weekend, all. Chest Pats. Much love.
Thanks for having me, fellas.